Hey guys, it's Bailey and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a top 5 in under 5 video, and for those of you who might be new to the channel or need a refresher, that is a kind of video in a series where I will talk about my top 5 favorite products in a given category in under 5 minutes. For those of you who want to see any more of those videos, I have a whole playlist of them that I will link to right up here. If you click that eye, you can check that out later. Otherwise, let's get on with the topic of this video. It is Smoky eyeshadow palettes, and it's inspired by the first pick, naturally, the Urban Decay Naked Smoky eyeshadow palette, the latest launch from Urban Decay, and I've talked about it a lot lately, done tutorials on lately. It has been a fast favorite from the brand because in the way of eyeshadow palettes in general, but particularly a smoky eyeshadow palette, this has it all. It has a nice selection of neutrals, of purpley toned, deep, dark, smoky shadows, as well as some like everyday matte neutrals. It just really hit a home run for me because it seems like it has it all. But as I was digging through my eyeshadow collection, I realized that there are a few other eyeshadow palettes out there that certainly don't replicate everything that this palette can do. This is a very special palette, obviously, but there are some that have their own unique attributes that can create other unique looks, also in different price points. And so this is a video all about highlighting those palettes. Obviously, my first pick, well, number one, in no particular order, I love all of these palettes, but pick number one is the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette for all of the reasons that I previously said. Next up is a palette that hasn't had a whole lot of airtime on my channel. I don't even know that I featured this in a haul or review. I don't know that I've ever talked about it on the channel, but it is the Kat Von D Interstellar palette here. It is limited edition and exclusive to Sephora. It came out a while ago and I got it right when it did and have really liked it. I just haven't found an opportunity to use it here on the channel. And so when I was looking through all my palettes, I immediately grabbed this because, as you can see, there is a nice mix. You get that same range of quite a few of the lighter shades in here with a mixture of lots of midtones and a nice sprinkling in of those deep dark, the shadows that actually make a smoky eyeshadow palette. Here you have more of a traditional smoky eye if you go to this quad over here, and then you can get sort of interesting as you go over to these quads here with more purples or really deep dark plum, which to kind of contrast the black and plum that is in the Naked Smoky palette. This is more of a true plum, so if you want a super dark purple smoky eye, this palette has it for you. And in general, Kat Von D shadows are always top-notch, absolutely stellar. All of those can be found in here to make really any kind of smoky eye you want, but you just have a little bit of a pop of color. If you want a little bit more variety in the color that you add to your smoky eye, this is one I'm really excited about, and it is underrated, and it comes from an underrated brand in general. It's from Japonesque, and it is their Pixelated color collection. So you open up inside here, it's a cardboard kind of packaging. Over here you have your what they call pro basics, basically the eyeshadow colors that everyone wants in their palettes because they complement the more extreme or the more colorful palette. So you have 2 cream shades. One is more satin finished, one's a little bit more shimmery, a little bit brighter on the eyes. One is a medium chocolate brown, and one is a deep dark matte black. But then you move over to the Pixelated color, and that is where the depth and dimension of this palette really begins to shine. Each of these shadows has at least 2 different shades in them, sometimes 3. So depending on the base you wear it over, whether you use them wet or dry, they can look totally different, and they just take your smoky eye in a very different direction. I definitely will have a tutorial coming up with this because it's so stinking unique, which is exactly why it's in this collection, because it really can give you that deep dark smoky look. It has that range of colors from the very light to the very dark, but this one just has a unique versatility that no other smoky palette in this collection has. Next pick is a little bit more budget friendly, but still something that's relatively underrated, especially now. It used to be more popular, I feel like, especially when I first started blogging, which is when I got this, but the popularity has since waned. Attention has been turned to other products from the brand. It is the Sleek Storm palette. All of these palettes are amazing. I think they're still $10 on the Sleek, $10 US on the Sleek website, and they ship internationally. But this is another one of those palettes where it's super affordable, and yet you look inside and you have what is a perfect mix of colors, right? You have this entire top row of light, kind of comfort zone, shimmery champagnes and browns and camel colors, but then you shift up down here to the bottom and you have amazing smoky colors and a perfect mix of textures. Everything from matte, well, really just matte and shimmer. It's a perfect mix, so you have the crease shades you need. You could do a completely matte smoky eye, you could do a completely shimmery smoky eye, and everything in between, and you still have quite a few colors to play with in here, and they're all of amazing quality. I think what catches everyone's attention with Sleek palettes is that they not only offer this beautiful color collection in every palette, but the quality is amazing. Super smooth, very, very pigmented, and very affordable. So I couldn't do this top 5 without including this guy. Last up is another budget beauty pick. This is one I recently talked about in a review because it is a new launch to the drugstore. It is from the brand MUA, Makeup Academy Professional. Like I mentioned in that video, this used to be a UK exclusive brand. They've since come over to the US. They're now only available at CVS, and the line that they have developed for CVS is totally exclusive to the US. So they recently launched 2 of these palettes, actually, one of which is the metallic palette, but this is actually named a smoky palette, and rightfully so, because you open it up and you find that you have, once again, that perfect mixture of light shades and deep dark smoky shades. So I won't go on too much about this because I did recently do a review about it that I will link to once again up here or in the info bar below, so be sure and check that out. But I definitely wanted to include it in here because not only does it, I mean, it's appropriately named as a smoky eyeshadow palette, but it is totally worth looking at if you're looking for a really affordable and accessible smoky eyeshadow palette that gets the job done and you're spending less without sacrificing the quality. So those are my picks for top 5 smoky eyeshadow palettes. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing my picks here. Maybe you got some ideas for alternatives if you like the idea of the Smoky Urban Decay Smoky palette, but you just want something a little different in your smoky eyeshadow palette, or you just want one of these to complement your smoky eyeshadow palette. Really hope it helped no matter what. Hope you enjoyed watching. Share your smoky eye palette favorites in the comments below. Would love to see those. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.